the state championship. The team that won the Northwest Regionals to become the first Little League team from Montana to qualify for the World Series. And all they did at the World Series is make it all the way to the National Championship game. Are you ready to meet the players? Up first at just 4 feet 8 inches tall, only 74 pounds, one of the smallest players at the 2011 Little League World Series. He made some spectacular plays at second base. They call him the spark plug of the team. He's a 6th grader at Boulder Elementary. Let's meet number 1, Connor Kickbush. Up next, he had 2 hits in the second game of the regionals. He made that great diving catch in the semifinals against California, one of the top defensive players at the World Series. He's a 7th grader at St. Francis. Number 2, Jeff Campbell. He's one of the fastest players on the team. Used a lot as a pitch runner. He's most famous for being called safe at first base after being tripped in the 3rd inning against California. He's a 6th grader at Poly Drive Elementary. Let's meet number 4, Gabe Seltzer. In the opening game at regionals against Wyoming, he would combine with Cole McKenzie on a no-hitter. And then in game 1 of the World Series, he had a big hit against South Dakota. He's a 7th grader at Lewis and Clark Middle School. Let's meet number 5, Ian Leatherberry. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to meet the catcher. He had 2 hits and 2 RBIs in the team's win over Idaho at the regionals. And how about that play he made from behind the plate in the World Series semifinals? He's a 7th grader at Lewis and Clark. Let's meet number 10, Andy Mayall. Up next, he's an outstanding outfielder. In game 1 of the World Series against South Dakota, he had a tremendous catch and a ball hit deep into center field. Plus, he was the 2nd leading hitter on his team during that amazing World Series run. He's a 7th grader at Lewis and Clark. Number 12, Brock McDonald. At the regionals in San Bernardino, California, he had 2 hits against Idaho. He also has a great glove, and Coach Carlson says he does whatever it takes to help his team. He's a 7th grader at Lewis and Clark. Number 13, Pierce Hurst. first ever Little League World Series. At regionals, he hit an amazing .684. In Williamsport, he hit .500. He was the winning pitcher in the semifinals at the World Series. An 8th grader at Lewis and Clark, number 17, Cole McKenzie. Up next, he hit .357 at regionals, was on the mound in that all-important regional championship game where he only gave up 1 run through 5 innings to pitch his team to Williamsport. He was also the winning pitcher against Louisiana. He's an 8th grader at Lewis and Clark, number 19, Patrick Zimmer. Last but not least, it's time to meet the closer. He was on the mound when the game ended in the regional finals against South Dakota and Louisiana, as well as that big win over California. Check this out. In 5 appearances, he did not give up an earned run. An 8th grader at Lewis and Clark, number 21, Sean Jones. Now let's meet the coaches. Assistant coach Tom Zimmer. And assistant coach Mark Kickbush. And the manager of the first Little League team from Montana to ever qualify for the Little League World Series. Give it up for Mr. Gene Carlson. Here they are, Billings, your hometown heroes, the